and welcome to Sport Tonight. I'm Cecilia Mogbe in Lagos.
Greetings to you wherever you are in the world watching us. In London, I'm Austin Okorapa and Cecilia. I've been told that from yesterday till about this moment, the most popular name in the world is Ademola Lookman.
Of course, he is the most popular name. Imagine breaking jeans for 47 years in the history of Europa League final. No player in the world had ever scored a hat-trick, and Ademola Lookman did that in style. And what a way to do it. 51 game unbeaten. That's what Xabi Alonso at Bayer Leverkusen came into that game. Ademola Lookman destroyed that history. And not just that, setting a pace for Atalanta. Atalanta had never won a continental trophy. He did it for them in 116 years of their history and 61 years their first major trophy. Austin, there's so much talk about Ademola Lookman. What he did last night is historic because we really can't place it, the magnitude of what he did, last night. Maybe because he's a Nigerian, so the word is really not buzzing about him. But that player last night, he was unplayable. It was everything.
That's right.
A hat-trick.
That's right.
The final of a European competition.
And what a way to do, he wasn't smiling from the blast of the whistle right there in Dublin, Cecilia. He came to look for goals and he found goals, beautiful goals. And I totally agree with you. And he alluded to it during the post-match conference.
Yeah.
He played for Nigeria and carrying that Niger spirit, and of course the support that Nigerians all over the world have given to his career has been fantastic. We also feel for Victor Boniface at the end of the time. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, Nigeria is still smiling.
Of course, we're all smiling, and that's Finidi George today. Praise him. What a performance he had. This is not our Ademola Lookman show. We can actually dedicate this show to him because, who's ever done that before? Yes, we celebrated Osimhen the last time when he won Scudetto with Napoli. But this time around, this is Europa League for a club that have never won one in their history. So it's right for us to actually celebrate him on the show. Yes, we'll be talking about Ademola Lookman tonight on the program and taking a look at the first ever National Sports Council that was held in Enugu. 3 days, started on Monday, ended last night. So we'll dwell on that, the outcome of that meeting, and of course what the ministry and the committee that have been set up, what they intend to do to actually make sure that sport is thriving in the country. And not just that, we touched down, and of course, round of 32 matches. Yes, it's the President Federation Cup. Whenever it's a cup game, giants are bound to fall. And a lot of giants actually fell last night in the Federation Cup. And of course, none today. Austin, congratulations. Aqua United knew what they needed to do, and they got that 4-1. But they didn't need to concede one goal. So we'll touch down on the Federation Cup. And NWFL, of course, Heartland still winless. Nasarawa Misses still winless. Edo Queens bouncing back from that defeat to Rivers Angels. Yes, they are also. We also have that on the show. Yes, the fans who traveled, to go watch Ademola Lookman, they will also be talking on the show tonight. Yes, we are not alone talking on the show tonight. We've got Damilola Onifade right here in the studio.
It's good to be back, Cecilia. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening. Yeah, you're smiling, right? Yes,
I am.
It's a day for us to smile because, Lookman puts smiles on the faces of every Nigerian. When you're watching something. Okay, yeah, we're not going to start off with that because I know we can't decide to make this Ademola Lookman show. Yes, we're starting up with the National Council on Sport. Yes, this when you have, how do I put it, a conference like this, you want to, know the outcome. You don't just have it and then from the outcome, you throw everything away. But it's always good when you have them coming together, rubbing shoulders. When the minister came on, he started talking about launching the warfare, a 6-point agenda that feels that, okay, this will actually champion the welfare of athletes, adopt sport as a business, early age sport and repositioning sport and the federation, the impact. We've seen the rebranding of the Federation Cup, for instance, partnership with that GTR, reintroduce and revamp the competition, now known as, of course, the President Federation Cup, one of those things reaping that benefit. Facilities-wise, signing MOU with some private sector in terms of facilities and, of course, in terms of, having to raise about 35 billion over the next 4 years to augment the budget that's coming from budget and allocation coming from the federal government, with the private sector. And of course, the Yaga Games technologies also. These are some of the things that on the pipelines that he's been trying to do. So, the key focus of this National Council for Sport Development have to be harnessing that potentials to ensure that whatever potentials we have, it won't just fade away. Something will definitely come out of it.
Brilliant ideas, but and I hope that this time, let me emphasize that we'll see it through. Because we've never been short of ideas. The challenge has always been to see it through, to move on beyond the stage of conceptualizing ideas. The good thing about this, though, is that some of these ideas are already being implemented.
Yes,
like the Yaga that you mentioned, the MOU was signed a few weeks ago. I was on this show when we talked about that. The President Federation Cup, there's some revamping already going on. We can do better, but at least there are steps that have been taken. So the next thing we want to see is what next? What's the next phase? Where are we going to? In terms of infrastructure, what's the plan to revamp this infrastructure? And it's not enough to keep spending money on facilities. We must also have a plan to put them to use. Abuja is being put to good use now, so it's difficult to see it rot away like it did the last time. Where are we with the Lagos National Stadium? If we finish that, what is the plan as well? Those are the kind of things that I feel we also need to start emphasizing moving forward. But for me, it's a commendable move, but then it's a start. One would like to see what we do after now.
Yeah, Austin, the governor, the host state, the governor of that state, Peter Mba, also talking about what they need to do. Sports, according to him, is a tool for unifying a country. But then this can be achieved if only we put more money into sport and allow it to grow the way it's supposed to be.
That's right. He also mentioned that we should see sports beyond recreation and entertainment. And I totally agree with him. And I like that it is a governor that is, making and taking this position. I've always questioned the position of the National Council on Sports, aside when a state is hosting, can we get more governors to get involved? Someone said, Austin, they have representatives. Come on, I know how we're in Nigeria. A full-page report to the governor's office, somebody might not even have a look at it. The governors need to get involved. Governor Mba should have said, look, call Governor Umoino of Akwa Ibom, call the governor of Bauchi, call the governor of Lagos, call the governor of Oyo, Benue, and let them understand that, look, for sports to do well, the states have crucial roles to play, and they keep identifying the problems. That's the first step in solving a problem, identifying it. But what do we do after that? At that conference, they mentioned inclusivity. They talked about sports investment. They talked about supporting athletes, welfare, so much. But enough of the talks. Can we start taking baby steps?
Yep.
And that's why I said governors must be involved, because if Governor Mba, as the host now, finish talking, and then the governor of Kaduna goes back, and in 2 months' time, we start seeing them doing the things they talked about from that conference. Won't Enugu sit up? Won't Akwa Ibom sit up? Cross River will sit up. And that's when we start getting that collective progress that we want for our sports, Cecilia.
All right, let's listen to the governor himself, Peter Mba, the governor of Enugu State, talking about sport development, of course, how we can grow the game.
We must move away decisively from the view of sports as merely recreational tool. In the leading economies, sports is a major business sector, yielding both jobs and financial returns to the larger economy. We must find a way to aspire to those same heights. Consideration of initiatives to encourage the development of sporting facilities across the grassroots in our local communities to enable the teeming youth in our country cultivate their love for sports before they become distracted by other societal ills. This could include neighborhood basketballs, of football fields, gymnasia, tennis, and many others.
So much more infrastructure. That's really key. Now, away from infrastructure, what the minister also said at that event happens to be the anti-doping bill that have, executive order from the president. Was it last week, right? The president actually, sent to the House of Assembly, was read on the floor of the House of the Assembly, the Senate, and of course the House of Rep, where it talked about these have to be passed into the executive order. Now, the minister also, lending a voice to that, and ensure that in the next 2 weeks we have to pass that anti-doping commission establishment bill into law in the next 2 weeks.
It's important. It's important. But one of the major challenge that we have in Nigerian sport today is the lack of this bill and the lack of the facility to actually check our athletes before they leave here. And I think in recent time, one will see that it's becoming an embarrassment.
Yeah.
The number of Nigerian athletes that are testing positive. Good enough, our elites are still a bit. Maybe we can still manage it. But for me, there is a level you get to before you get tested at that level. What is happening at the grassroots level? You must pay attention to it. Yeah. There is a need for, this law is important, there is also a need for education. I hope that there is a part of this bill that can also take care of that. But is it needed? Yes. In fact, I think we needed like 10 years ago. My view, but it's never, it's better to be late than not have it at all. So, I mean, let's start now and let's get it done.
That's what we need to do, Austin. Start now, get it done, and ensure that, yes, sporting environment in Nigeria remains clean and zero tolerance, of course, to doping violation.
That's right. We must operate with some level of integrity. We must be professional, and the education must continue. I'm glad that now they're committed in passing that bill. Anti-doping is serious business, and if you know the budget of the AIU, I was reading into it, the Athletics Integrity Unit, the amount of money they put into that unit just to catch people who are doing the wrong thing, you will know that it's a serious problem. If you have any athlete, if you think to disgrace a country is hard, just tell their athlete that is going to an international competition to dope, then you will see your full embarrassment at the public sphere, Why we focus on athletes? I said there's need for education because it's the win at all costs that is causing this problem. Coaches, parents, even to an extent, But at the end of the day, who gets disgraced? People say, oh, it's the athletes. I say, no, the country also. And that's why I was so impressed that this bill had the attention of the presidency. That's a big, big plus to the Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. And I keep saying it for us to make proper reforms. The presidency must be involved in, cleansing sports in Nigeria. So, I said it will be passed in the next 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to it. Now, athletes, coaches, trainers, even physical education, administrators, schools, parents, the media, we will know that doping is a big issue. Let's listen to the Honorable Minister of Sports Development.
Our journey with the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, hasn't been quite a healthy one. Starting from about 2017, when the country was suspended and was only brought back after a lot of efforts. This government, I became the first minister to take the anti-doping bill to the Federal Executive Council. I'm happy to report that just Tuesday last week, in company of the Attorney General of the Federation, we met Mr. President, and he signed off on that bill to not just be taken to the National Assembly, but to be given accelerated passage. I'm in touch with the leadership of the National Assembly, and we are assured that within the next 2 weeks, that bill will be passed into law. You may not understand, the country is presently at the Court of Arbitration for Sports. So our participation in the Olympics is actually at risk. Our great hope is that with the anti-doping bill becoming law, it strengthens our case in CAS and gives us a clean bill to be able to go to the Olympics.
I love it. I love this conversation, and I pray it doesn't end with just talks, Damilola. And now that, we've got more or less, not a golden generation, but a promising one with potentials, we must take anti-doping seriously just so we know that we've got a cleaner future in front of us.
Absolutely. It's important that we encourage those athletes that want to take their career serious, and that those that are not serious about it don't have a space within the system. I think I love the word that I use, that maybe not golden yet, but then the promise, the future looks very bright for Nigerian sports. If you see from different sports, the way we are churning out names and the kind of time and the performance they are throwing up, and we must strengthen their case. To be stopped from going to the Olympics because somebody doped a few years ago would be very unfortunate for us, and we can't allow that happen. So we must, as a country, ensure that we have the structure that tells everybody across the world that we prioritize the integrity of the performance of our athletes.
Perfect. Right, we'll leave that, of course, talk about the man of the moment. Another man of the moment, yes, Lookman. But this time around, we are talking about Finidi George. Yeah, he's in Lagos having media party. He had a media party today. And it was all about questions, that had to do with assistants and everything, which, of course, we all know that he picked them himself. And the fact that he's not going to pay them from his pockets. Of course, you're going to have, they're going to be paid by the games they are coming in and everything. So those things have actually been clarified. It's on a one-year contract, renewable and everything. Boy, the focus today happens to be, we always want to talk about the home-based athletes. What is their fate? Emeimba just promoted the assistant coach to his own position. That happened yesterday. Yes. And so, what does he have in store for them? What's his target? In comparison between the class of '94 and the current crop of Super Eagles. So he has a lot to say concerning that. So what we're going to do is listen to him, and then we dissect what he said at the presser earlier today in Lagos.
I think there are a lot of good players in the league, but they've not had the opportunity to come around and showcase what they have. For me, as a coach now, that opportunity definitely will come. I'm in Nigeria. I'm not abroad, so I'll definitely have time to go around, watch games, not as a coach of Eimba, but going there to watch these games and to pick talents. So definitely they will have their time, like others that somebody was asking about, good players that we have in Europe, who, when the time comes for friendly games, definitely that will be the best time to have these players at home, to join others, mix them up, and see them play, perform. So my plans is to really go around and watch games. But unfortunately, the league is almost coming to an end. We have, I think, 6 more games to be played. But I will still go around and watch maybe 1 or 2 before the league ends. My personal target is to win, to qualify first for World Cup and see how to win the next AFCON. Sometimes you say things and those things will come to pass. This squad, this present Super Eagles squad can even do better, gentlemen. Can even do better. They've taken, they are getting there, If you see that 94 squad, it was a squad that came through the 88, 90, 1990, 92, before the 94. So yeah, you see this squad now, first time they've gotten silver, so we'll try and push them, so that the next outing will be good. So if they can, we are capable of winning the gold medal, I think, and the narrative would change. We were not Superman. The quality that these players have today, I think they can break all records. So I'm glad that I'm the coach now. I want to work with them to see how we can achieve that.
Yeah, Austin, you listen to Finidi George talking about his plans for the home-based Eagles. We've always talked about coaches going around centers, and of course, he just came on, and the season's about to end. And what does he have to say? Look, he's going to go around and then bring those players together, and he's going to be using them for when you have friendly games, for instance, invite them to camp, not just to complete the numbers, but also they will play. So whatever new players are coming will come in. He will use the window of friendlies to actually assess these players and then gradually, get them into the main team. And not just that, that debate about class of 94 and current crop of Super Eagles, he delved also on that. But more particular about the home-based Eagles, not the home-based Eagles, the players playing in the Nigeria Premier Football League.
He has a very difficult job, Cecilia. So he uses the guys playing in the Nigeria Premier Football League for friendlies. And when the real action comes, he doesn't call them or use them. We criticize him again, But the good thing is, Finidi can speak about the standard of the league,
yes,
and where we are and where we need to improve, and people will not complain because he will say, what are we talking about? I coach Eimba. Yeah. I won the league with Eimba. I know what it is to play in the Nigeria Premier Football League. I've traveled with the team. I understand welfare. I know about officiating. I know about, the rules that governs, league football administration in Nigeria. I think what he needs to do to give value to the league and the players in it is to work with the MPFL, the NFF, and again, the clubs. Because whether or not we agree, the guys who are playing abroad will definitely be favorites. Until the league gets to the standard, we have always said it, that quality is not the problem. But we've also seen it, that when some of these players have the opportunity, they might not just be able to impress. Or even if they call them, they will be used as reserve players and they won't have an opportunity to express themselves. So Coach Finidi George needs to call a meeting and say, guys, I understand football and how to build it from the bottom to the top. I did it at Bilbao. Now, for those of you who are always asking questions about why we don't feature the players in the Nigeria Premier Football League, I'll tell you why. And this is why. This is what I saw at Eimba. This is what I saw when I traveled to Gombe to play a league game. This is what happened when we traveled to Uyo to play Aqua United. This is what happened when we traveled to Ibadan to play Shooting Stars. If we don't fix some of the problems, then it will affect the output of the quality of play.
Yeah.
I think we need to have that conversation and start finding ways to fix it. On the class of 1994, I like the way he answered that question. But unfortunately, the media, Cecilia, you and Lola Onifade, I'm also guilty. Because we actually witnessed the glory days of that golden class of 94. We don't want any other class to rest. I think we should calm down. We're not going to have Okocha, God bless his soul, Yekini, Uche Okechukwu, Daniel Mokachi, Finidi George. We're not going to have them the way they were in 1994 in the current Super Eagles team. But they made a good point. That team started growing from Maroc 88. They kept them together to Algiers 90. They were together at Senegal 92. Till they won the AFCON at Tunisia 94. Look at the growth, the progress. And he said, we have a team that just came together against all odds, and people not believing in them, they went on to the final and won silver. That's a team we should invest. And he said he's happy that he has an opportunity to work with them now. So when somebody tries to compare Ademola Lookman to Finidi George, you say, okay, I know I won the Champions League, but calm down, I did not score a hat-trick in the final of the... he has a way he can now balance things up, and that will really help to motivate the players, Cecilia.
Obviously, you mentioned that you react to what they said, class of 90. And also his target, he qualified Nigeria for the World Cup, and also, of course, won silver. What next? Is the gold?
The next thing is the gold, and that's why I agree with Austin that he has a very difficult job because any other thing less than at least getting to the final in the first place will be seen as a failure.
Yes.
Anywhere in the world will be seen as a failure. But again, if you look deeper than the results, it might not necessarily represent failure, but who will listen to him?
Yeah.
Nobody will. I mean, you didn't get to the final, you failed. And so it's a very difficult job. But I also think there are a few things that can work to his advantage.
Okay.
Number one is that Finidi didn't just coach in the league, he's just left the league to coach the national team. So he has first-hand current knowledge of the level of the players.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has also had the privilege of handling the Super Eagles squad for 2 friendlies.
Yeah.
So if there is any player in the local league that he feels can fit in, he has a better idea than a coach that is coming and just... So Finidi is not a coach that will just go to venue of league matches just to see a game. He should be going there because he wants to see a particular player. Yeah. So he's going there, he has the information, he's more harmed than any coach that we've had in recent time. Yeah. Keshi didn't even have that opportunity because Keshi had to come from outside to come and coach the Super League and then had to assemble the players. He might not necessarily have to assemble them for so long as Keshi did because he sees them more currently than anybody. So I think those are the things that should work for him. I would just plead that we should be calm.
Okay.
The result might not be the wow result we want, but what is important is, even if you are going to beat South Africa by 1-0, please do it. If you are going to beat Benin Republic by 1-0, please do it. Just get us these 6 points, and then we can move on from there.
Yeah, it's really important because, I mean, the first 2 games was a draw. I mean, out of 6 points, you got 2. You dropped 4 points, now
the pressure is on him to get the 6 points.
And he didn't do that. Someone else did it and left. So he's got a lot to do. So we're pleading with Nigerians, especially the social media warriors. I mean, give him time. I mean, less of the criticism. We all come together and support him. And obviously, he will succeed. We've seen what Senegal did with their own Alucise, how they gave him time. Nations Cup twice. I mean, the first time was quarterfinal, the second time he went to the final, and they thought, what happened? He won it. So by the time you give these coaches time, they build over time, obviously they will succeed. We have more Finidi George on the show tomorrow because we have to move on right now. Talk about the President Federation Cup. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, yes, giants are falling, and one of them happens to be the defending champions, Benin Insurance. They lost to a team from the National League side. Yes, National League side. All right, let's take a look at the result. The President Federation Cup men's round of 32 result. The first one, Benin Insurance losing in Abuja to Wiki Tourists, who are playing in the National League. EFCC and Edel ended goalless, went into penalty. EFCC won 5-4. And Hamola and Inter Lagos, it was Inter Lagos winning on penalty 4-1 after it also ended goalless. And for Economy Warriors and Gobe, it ended in favor of Economy Warriors. Lobby Stars and Shooting Stars. Shooting Stars won Lobby Stars by 2-0. And of course, they have another nut to crack in the round of 16. Now, move over to the other one. Werewolves and Kwara United winning that by lone goal. Abia Warriors beating Sporting Supreme by a lone goal. Nasarawa United and Sokoto United ended 1-0 in favor of Sokoto United. One Rocket and Imba managed to score a goal. And of course, what's important is they are into the round of 16. And Plateau United and Sunshine ended goalless. Sunshine won 3-2 on penalties. Now, these are the results coming from the round of 32 of the Federation's Cup. Now, what happened to Doma United and Kano Pillars? That game ended in favor of Kano Pillars. And as I mentioned earlier, you also have Aqua United winning by 4-1. I mean, they conceded 1 goal against Zamfara United. So these are some of the results coming from the Federation Cup round of 32. I think I'll come to Austin first. I mean, you're not surprised by what happened to Benin Insurance at all.
Cecilia, you got me laughing. I said, Cecilia will say it again that Aqua United conceded to Zamfara Feeders. And you did just that, Well, shout out to Zamfara Feeders for getting one. I told you no excuses for Aqua United in the round of 32. They need to show workings against a small team, and they did just that. Benin Insurance, what happened? But then again, you need to give it to Wiki because Wiki was in the league, I think, just last season, and they are a traditional team when you talk about, football in Nigeria. So maybe because they took it to Abuja, or some level of complacency or whatever, or maybe Bendel Insurance are waiting for the league to give it a strong finish. But it just goes to tell you that cup games are like this. They can go anywhere, you know, and that's just what has happened with that one. But unfortunately, Rivers United did it again against Niger Tornadoes. Just 3 days ago, I told you that they defeated Niger Tornadoes in the league for an outstanding fixture. Now, if you put that together to what Niger Tornadoes have suffered in the league, before this game, they had gone 7 games without a win in the league. So add that now, that makes it 8. You know, some interesting results. I thought Warriors are going to do something against Kwara United. Kwara United stayed focused, won that one. Eyimba, you see whether you like it or not, you should be saying well done to Akwa, because that's a slim 1-0 win against One Rocket, another team from Akwa Ibom State. So Plateau United Sunshine Stars, that one, you know, went all the way, and Sunshine Stars won 3-2 via penalties. Not a shocking result to me, but because I love this team. I love Doma United. I thought I would love to see them go on, but Kano Pillar said, no, you did it
Rabi Ali.
in the league. You're not going to embarrass us in the league, in a cup competition. So Kano Pillars won that one by a single. But beautiful Federation Cup games, and the result tells you that we should, you know, brace up for more surprises, Cecilia.
More surprises. Economic Warriors was a walkover. The Gombe didn't turn up. That's how they got that 3-0 victory. Which result actually surprised you in the Federation Cup?
The one that surprised me, you might be shocked, is the fact that Himba could only get 1 goal against One Rocket.
Giant.
That was quite surprising.
One Rocket knows how to score goals. We've seen the results so far.
Yeah, but that's why you expected Himba to have gone all out to be a bit more. To get 1 goal it's too slim for comfort. As an Himba fan, I will not be comfortable with what will happen in the next round, because I'm asking myself, are they even ready for the round of 16?
They're facing Sokoto United in the round of 16.
So no comfort.
No comfort.
If they struggle against One Rocket, I think they can struggle against anybody. That's what that result tells me. But I also think I was also surprised that Shooting Stars won against Lobby Stars.
Yeah, I was surprised with that result too.
I thought Lobby would have gotten something. I know a lot of people will come at me for that, for some reason. What is what it is. Bendel Insurance, I wasn't exactly surprised. Maybe because we were from the second tier, one would expect that Bendel. But again, if you look at Bendel Insurance from last season, even when they had a very good season, goal scoring had always been an issue with them. They were not a high scoring side. So I think that just work against them this time.
Oh, okay. And now let's talk about the NWFL Premiership, the Super Six. Just look at the championship playoff, the match day 3 result, and also take a look at the table. Now, match day 3, you have National Amazons still winless after 3 games against Rivers Angels. It ended goalless. Confluence Queens and Bayelsa Queens. Bayelsa Queens, after that, dropping a point against Rivers Angels in the opening game. They won 2-0 against Confluence Queens. Heartland Queens still winless also against Edo Queens. Edo Queens beating them by 3-1. Now, let's see how the table is like. And by virtue of those results, you have Bayelsa topping with 7 points after 3 games, 2 wins and 1 draw. They're yet to lose. And for Edo Queens, they're second, 6 points from 3 matches, 2 wins, 1 loss, no draws. And of course, the goal difference, that's where they're actually getting it right, +5. Rivers Angels, by virtue of those 2 draws, after 3 games, they are on 5 points, just 1 win. That was against Edo Queens. Confluence Queens on 3 points, 1 win. Also, National Amazons and Heartland, they are winless. National Amazons, of course, having 2 points from 3 games, and Heartland just 1 point. That was the opening draw that they had at the beginning. Okay, we'll take a look at the match day 5, which might be the final match day 4 fixtures. Edo Queens and National Amazons will lock on. So you have Confluence Queens and Rivers Angels, and Heartland Queens and Bayelsa. So it seems Heartland might just leave the Super Six without a win from the way it's looking, because Bayelsa understands they need to win this to ensure that they are able to win the trophy. Or maybe Heartland might just want to go out on a high, stunning Bayelsa Queens. Of course, Edo Queens would need to get something out of Nassau Amazons, who are winless in the Super Six. Okay, we'll leave this at that tomorrow, and we'll come back. We'll dissect whatever is going to happen after tomorrow. And of course, you see how clear it is for the team that will win the NWFL Premiership Super Six, taking place in Bayelsa, in Yenogwa, Bayelsa State. Okay, the one will be... I mean, you want to chip in something on the NWFL quickly?
Yeah, just one thing, that the top two are playing the two teams that have not won this. So there's every possibility that they will do themselves a very good favor of creating a gap. The difficult game here will be the game between Rivers and Confluence, because if Confluence wins, they go third and Rivers drop. So that's the game to really watch. I think those are the two games. I can predict the result.
That's right. All right. You can predict the result. Right now, let's go to Dublin. I mean, what happened last night? Ademola Lookman, he was the man of the moment. A hat-trick. I mean, 47 years history, Europa League. You have one man actually coming to, how do I put it? I mean, shattered, I mean, whatever adjective you're thinking of using. I mean, he did that last night. 3 goals he scored. When he scored the first, I'm like, okay. Yeah. And then next in second, and then there was a third. I had to check who scored. Same, I didn't want to look more. But it happened last night, and they lifted the trophy for the first time in Continental Trophy for the first time, and of course, first major trophy in 61 years. I mean, Gasperini, we look at that coach. I mean, what he has done to Atalanta, where you're from, a part where you have AC Milan and some other clubs, you play second fiddle all the time. But right now, they are champions, yes, of Europe, Europa League. Yeah, the second division, you can say that.
It was a good night for Ademola Lookman. Last night was a night that we were expecting a different record from the one we got. We were expecting a record of 52 games unbeaten, invisible in Europe for Leverkusen after doing the league. But then Ademola Lookman had other stories to tell. And it was very fitting because a few weeks ago, I was still discussing with somebody that in this current Super Eagles squad, Osimhen might be the big name, but Ademola Lookman seems to be coming up as the poster boy. And I said that from his performance at the Nations Cup, that this guy seems to be give a lot more than we tend to credit him for. And I think everything just came together yesterday for him. And it was brilliant. I was actually shocked when he scored the third. I wasn't even expecting a third. When he scored the second, sorry. When I saw the second, I was like, you're not even the top 9. And you're scoring 2 goals at the final. When he got the third, I just felt, oh, this is beautiful. Okay, this is over. Beautiful. But I also had to feel for the other 2 Nigerians on the other side. But whatever happened, it was a beautiful night. And the color of having his parents celebrate with him also just add a lot of glamour to it. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, of course. Austin, I mean, I know you have a lot to say on Ademola Lookman, and so we also need to listen to him after the game.
So, extremely happy because for us it was the first time to win.
Huge respect to them for what they've done, for what they've achieved this year. And, you know, coming into this game, we were well prepared of their strengths and, you know, what we expected from them. So, yeah, we was well prepared and we executed the game plan correctly. The past 2 years, the club and the coach has supported me in terms of giving me the minutes and the support from inside the club also to play the football and to play the type of football that the club wants, the attacking football, and you know, show my game within the style that we play. So that's helped me and helped my game elevate to a new level. I'm grateful for all the experiences that I've had in the past, which have brought me here today. And today, we made history. We're bringing the title back home to Bergamo.
It hurts the same way because the finals, you want to win them, and when you are the runner-up, it feels and it's really difficult to deal with it. For sure, tonight is not going to be an easy night for everyone, and I have congratulated him for sure because he has played so many finals, and today they were the better team. So the consequence of a great job that he has done. So I have congratulated him and wish him the best for the future. For sure, we will learn, everyone, myself as well. I know that I will learn, because these defeats in a final, you don't forget them. Because we had a big chance. We had put everything for today, but it didn't go as planned. We were not on our best level. Everyone, myself included. So we will learn from today.
Happy because for us it was the first time to win a final. We are a team of a small city, but with a very great province. So for us it was extraordinary. Also because we won with three beautiful scores. So it was something extraordinary for us and for all the people from Bergamo, because we came quite with difficulties here, because we had also problems, but it was really an extremely positive experience. And also the whole fans and so on, also from Bayer Leverkusen, extraordinary.
Expected win, fair play to Lookman. Lookman was the perfect player, so we are happy to be champ. We are just happy.
I came all the way from Nigeria to support our own boy, Ademola Lookman. And tonight, he proved that he's a Nigerian. He brought the Nigerian spirit into the football, and he gave us victory. We are proud of him, and we'll continue to celebrate him. We'll continue to encourage him to do more for our nation. And we appreciate him for bringing the victory to Atlanta. And we are proud of him.
That's what you see, all the way from Nigeria to go support him. That's what Nigerians can do when they love their star. Austin Lookman, I mean, that man of the moment.
Fantastic. You know, when I watched that 3-0 win against Marseille, he opened scoring. I said, look, Lookman is really taking this Europa League stuff, you know, personal. And if you check their record, Atalanta as a team, they've gone 5 games now with just 1 loss, and that loss was that Coppa Italia final to Juventus. You know what happened yesterday? Bayer Leverkusen watched that game against Liverpool. The Atalanta destroyed Liverpool at Anfield and thought they were going to operate that way. So they gave so much, you know, attention to Kamaka and forgot there's a dangerous Ademola Lookman, you know? And in a way, that's what also played out at the AFCON. Yeah. Teams were holding on to Osimhen. Ademola Lookman was the spectator. You know, right here in London, they love him so much. He's a Waterloo boy. They've been singing his praises, his pictures everywhere. Beautiful story. He's so proud of what his career has turned into from the moment he agreed to play for Nigeria. I just hope that he keeps the momentum and keep winning, Cecilia.
Keep winning. That's what it is. Your final thoughts on Ademola Lookman? We'll rather leave the show.
Brilliant young man. He's had his struggles, but everything is beginning to work together for him. He had a struggle with a lot of loan here and there that didn't really work out. But the moment he got to Atalanta, you could see that he was on the rise. He found a home. I think that's the word. And sometimes when you find a home, you want to stay there as long as they want you. And I think as long as Atalanta wants him, he should just keep flourishing.
Keep flourishing. Austin, we have to go.
We have to go. So congratulations to Ademola Lookman and Atalanta, to Bayer Leverkusen, particularly to Victor, Boniface, and Nathan Teller. Let's use it in local, you know, pidgin. No vex. That's the show. In London, I'm Austin Okonakman. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
All right. Well, Damilola, yeah, I've been Ademola, but you asked me Damilola. Damilola, it's nice having you on the show tonight.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Have a good night rest.